Hi, Gambit here. Today I'll be talking about the Spawnwary Spawn Challenge Week 2, the Gunslinger. For this one I didn't have an old drawing to use. I went online and found a bunch of pictures of Western movies. I did a few thumbnail gesture drawings. It wasn't easy to decide which one I was going to use. I decided to use the one that, in my opinion, showed the most action and movement. Once I had chosen the one I wanted, it was a matter of polishing the drawing and then start adding colors. Even though I was already coloring at this stage of the drawing, there were parts that I wasn't really happy with it, so I start editing it as I go. You can see me stretching areas and adding parts to the drawing that weren't there in the original sketch. At this stage, I wasn't that happy with the drawing. I felt it looked stiff and not dynamic enough. I still pushed through because at this stage of every drawing, I always feel the same about them. After a short break, I came back to it and started working on the cape and the color, which, in my opinion, are one of the things that makes the character come alive. I still wasn't happy with it, and I kept working on it. I worked around it, I added some lights, and started working on other details of the drawing until something came up. I pulled up a bunch of Spawn Gunslinger drawings to study them and see how I can make the cape flow better and the color look better. In hindsight, I should have done that from the beginning. It would have saved me some time. And even though I've been doing this for 16 years, I still make mistakes like that. Now I was happier with the drawing, so I continued working on it. Started adding more lights and working on the details. For the background, I took some pictures and bashed them together and paint over them and tried to make it look not too realistic. I didn't want it to set it apart too much from the drawing. But I did want it to look like an old Western town. I kept adding more highlights and working more on the smaller details at this point. I was almost done. I love the green glow of the eyes, but for some reason I didn't feel it was working with this one, so I decided not to do it. After finer details, here's the finished piece. Like in week 1, I wanted to do another drawing. For this one, I wanted to keep it like an ink drawing that someone can later come in and color it if they wanted to. Again, I tried to capture some action and movement. I wanted it to be dynamic. After a quick sketch, I started polishing the drawing a little bit more, adding more details, making sure I got the shadows right and consistent with the light source. This is by far one of my favorite drawings. I'm very happy with how it looks and how it flows on the page. As a fan of Western movies, this was a really fun project to work on. This is the final drawing. Thank you for watching.